Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, a little after 4 o'clock here on Unfiltered. We'll get back to the Sixers and Flyers. There's still time for you to weigh in on it. You want to send your texts and your voice memos to the Davis Honda text line. One, your kind of thoughts about what you watched last night in that Sixers game, what you saw from the Flyers blowing an opportunity, man, where you outplayed the Hurricanes in overtime. And then which one of those teams you think is more likely to come back and win their series? Send your opinions in, 610-632-0975. But before we get back to that, I do want to have some Phillies conversation with Ricky because they did win their 6th game out of their last 7. But we got a little Gimme More at 4 with Silvana first. So hit it, Sil.
Now give me more at 4 with Silvana.
Because you can never get enough.
I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but we're actually going to start off with the 76ers first because we got a little bit of interesting audio from Kelly Oubre. They were speaking to the media about a couple of hours ago, and Kelly Oubre was asked about Jalen Brunson and what makes him hard to guard.
How tough is Jalen Brunson to try to contain him?
I don't know. I just know he has a big head. So, it's definitely tough to guard him with his head doing all that. But, yeah, he's a great player. We've played against him many of times, and, we have to make the adjustments that we see on film. But, kudos to him. He came out and started the series and did what they had to do at home. And, it's up to us to respond.
So, yeah, he's saying that he's hard to guard because he has a big head and people get hit by his braids.
Yeah, wait. How do you start it off?
He's got a huge skull.
He's got a big head.
Kids look like Sputnik.
And then he tries to back. But yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Have you ever seen So I Married an Axe Murderer?
With Mike Myers?
With the kid with the big head? Move your head.
I actually have never seen it, but I know the movie.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I honestly didn't think that he had a big head. It's just very interesting that when asked about what makes it so difficult to guard him, the first thing that came to mind was not like athleticism, talent, big head.
Big head. Well,
and
look, if you watch the game,
he probably bumps his head into everything.
He said he whips his braids around or something.
Back. Like if you watched VJ Edgecombe last night, he wasn't happy. He was saying to the refs, all he's doing is flailing his arms and throwing his head back every time. Like Jalen Brunson is great at drawing fouls.
Yeah,
he's kind of like Embiid.
Yeah, any Knicks fan that would complain about Embiid better look at Jalen Brunson.
Well, yeah,
because he's even worse.
I think imagine them on the same team. There'd be a foul on every play.
Well, I got a text last night from a Knicks fan when Joel, it was early in the game, when he just rips through Karl Anthony Towns to draw the foul. It was a smart play. Karl Anthony Towns has his arm out, and Joel just goes up, knows he's going to get the foul. It's like, oh, that's weak. It's like, you got Jalen Brunson on your team. Are you kidding me? You're going to complain about a guy drawing fouls? But I do think it ruins the game a little bit not to go and give Jaylen Brown any... Man, you hear my throat?
Yeah.
Kind bar.
He has nuts in his throat again. Well, he does not understand that. He's allergic to nuts.
He's allergic. But what's even better...
I need the protein, bro.
...is that they actually went to Josh Hart and asked him if they think that Jalen Brunson has a big head after Kelly Oubre. He said, I think that's pretty well documented. So I guess he
has a big head?
Everybody knows it.
He agrees.
Wait, does he have a big head? I'm looking at a picture of him now.
Exactly.
He's got a big skull.
Did not necessarily think that he had a big head.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it looks kind of normal. It's not like bobblehead-ish. Some people you look at and you could be like, all right, yeah, man, their head is really disproportionate.
Yeah, he doesn't
I think
scream.
He looks kind of normal.
He doesn't scream big head to me. But either way, yeah, the drawing fouls is frustrating, but that's the rules in the NBA. You just got to be smarter. You got to know he's going to, especially if you're chasing him. Like if he gets past you and you're chasing him from behind, he's going to draw the fouls. He goes up to shoot. You just got to be smart.
I guess you're right. It doesn't look that big.
No,
doesn't have a big head.
No. Now,
hold on. As we're on this, what do you think about Oubre? I know he's had that hair color the whole season. You like the half red, half black?
Mark Jackson last night got a wig from Amy. And it was the red and black.
How did he look?
And I said, you got to be careful with that tonight because Carolina's playing.
That's
yeah, you're right.
Fair.
All right, what else
Ricky,
you got
fair
for
assessment. Well, speaking of Ricky, In case you ever did actually want to make a run of going back into sports and becoming an athlete again, I think that this story might inspire you. You know, we get people asking all the time if you can go in the Phillies bullpen. Well, this retired businessman who is 60 years old is now slated to be one of the oldest college athletes in U.S. history after beating cancer. So he beat cancer and declared cancer-free in 2018. He never went to college. And after being cleared of cancer, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go to college. And I am also going to try and see if I can go onto the football team, if I can make the football team. And it actually is going to happen. He will be playing on the defensive line this upcoming season. He turns 61 years old in June, and if he plays through his 62nd birthday, he'll become the oldest person ever to play college football, which is kind of interesting that 60 alone is not
so Ricky,
making him the oldest ever.
There's still hope for us, dude.
I think that's pretty cool.
This is a great story. I saw this, and the guy's playing at McDaniel, which is actually a college that I played because it was in the same conference as me. So Gettysburg College would always play McDaniel.
Why are you almost laughing? I could see you want to laugh.
Well, it's almost like, man, I guess it wasn't that impressive I played there. If the 60-year-old man can play there.
I was looking for that because you're like you had that like twitch going on. Like,
do I want
to
admit this? That,
you might have wanted to keep that under the vest. Nobody would have ever thought that you played against
a 60-year-old. Yeah. Well, McDaniel used to be Western Maryland.
So you played against McDaniel.
And then they changed the name of the school.
What was the worst team you've ever played against in college?
McDaniel was actually pretty good when I was there. We were in the Centennial Conference. So McDaniel, Johns Hopkins, Franklin Marshall, Ursinus.
Okay.
I mean, I would. Wow.
Juniata, I think, is in it. The worst team we played, I'm trying to remember the name of the team. It was in Virginia.
You don't even know the name of the school.
I can't remember, but we weren't that good the one year, and we still crushed them, and I can't remember the name of the college.
This is absolutely insane. This is insane. Could you imagine being told, though, that a 60-year-old man is going to start over you?
No, I think what's even worse than that is if you're playing against him and he decleats you. You know, you're an offensive lineman.
You know he's gonna.
And you're coming around.
You know he's got that dad strength that he's going to knock somebody down hard.
So if he's playing D tackle, I'm a guard, and I'm pulling, and all of a sudden I run into him, and he lights me up. You'll never hear the end of that in film session on Monday.
I think it's crazy, but I think it's awesome. Good for him.
It's honestly, like, he beat stage 4 kidney cancer. I was going to say, like, I'm concerned for his health about if he gets hurt, but I mean, he beat stage 4 kidney cancer, so I'm sure this is like,
cool story.
But in all reality, I think that has something to do with it. He's like, well, I already beat this. I might as well take this shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's living his dreams, man.
You're never too old.
You want to die with memories, not dreams. So whatever dreams you have, make them a reality. Exactly. All right, what else you got?
All right, last story. I know I've kind of mentioned sea lions before. We know that I love sea lions, and I would see them in San Diego. But now they have one that is becoming viral online. His name is Chonkers in San Francisco, and this guy is 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. This sea lion.
Is that big for a sea lion? I have no idea.
This is ginormous. Like, he is more than double the size of a regular sea lion.
And they call him Chunker?
Yeah, like Chonkers.
Wait, like he's chunky? CHUN?
Oh.
So what's that mean?
CHO.
What's a chonker? What's a chonker?
Chonker.
A chonker.
Chunky guy?
Yeah, it's about the same thing.
No, a chunker would be CHU.
Why can't you say a chonker? Maybe it's just somebody has a different enunciation like you do.
I'm looking at pictures. He is a big
dude.
He's a big sea lion, this thing.
I just want to know the science behind
350 you said, or 250?
Or I said 1,500 to 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, he's big, dude.
This is a big dude.
Wait, he's in San Francisco?
Yes, he's in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, right on Pier 39.
Look at him. He's a handsome guy, though.
That's scary, man, when you're down there.
Well, apparently they're not nice.
Have you ever been down there and walked up near them? They're nuts.
You don't go.
Not, I mean, like near them. They're in the water and hanging out like they do like you see right there.
Yeah, they're like dogs because they're just like laying around.
All right, good stuff.
They're just laying around.
What's more impressive, the 2,500-pound sea lion or the 60-year-old man who beat stage 4 cancer is about to play college football?
Man, I'm still going.
I don't know.
60-year-old.
I would probably say
Jalen Brunson's head.
I mean, that sea lion's just been eating everything, is what it means.
Yeah.
Is that impressive?
What's bigger, the sea lion or Jalen Brunson's head? according to Kelly Oubre. All right, good stuff,
Jalen
Little Gimme More at 4. I want to do some Phillies, though. We're going to get back to the Sixers and the Flyers, Ricky, but I want to talk to you about the Phillies. So they win last night, 1-0. Not a great offensive performance, but Nola, what did he go, 5 strong last night before they got him out of there?
6.
He went 6, so he goes 6 innings last night. Before we hear what Bryce Harper said about the team winning 6 of 7, because I thought his answer was odd. We'll get to that. What'd you see from Nola last night, and is it a good sign going forward?
A lot of good signs. I thought, I've always said go back to basics, use your sinker, use your curveball, and that's it. Kind of what he did. I would say it was more than I've seen him use the sinker. He had really good movement on it, especially, he throws that comebacker on the inside corner of left-handed hitters. It looks like it's going to their ass.
Yep.
And then ends up on the plate. Threw that quite a few times. Got a bunch of ground balls, but his curveball was filthy. So his changeup was actually pretty good too.
Good sign. I mean, look, everything that I'm seeing from this Phillies team, I'm taking with a grain of salt because they're playing the Miami Marlins right now.
Well, they rolled 1-0.
Yeah, and
they really hit the crap out of the ball.
But here was Bryce Harper after the game, and I thought this answer was odd. I don't know if you heard this. I'm assuming you did. You were doing post game last night. So they asked Harper about this team winning 6 of 7, and here was his response.
Yeah, no, I think we all, I said to you guys before, I think we all were kind of just waiting for that ball to drop, right? Just kind of, it's waiting for something to happen. If Topper was going to get, fired, or if he wasn't, it was just kind of, we need to get over this hump and get through this, whatever that looked like. So as a team, I think just coming out, playing our game, understanding that, we didn't play well, the first couple, weeks of the season, and, April's behind us. So we got to, step forward and understand that we're stacking days and playing better and keep it going. No matter where we're at or what's happening in the game or anything, just keep it going, stack the days, and, be where we need to be at the end.
So the
very odd.
Yeah, the answer at the end I'm fine with. You're stacking days, you want to get things going and all that. The beginning, waiting for the ball to drop, is Topper going to get fired? Like, what is he talking about?
Why aren't you just playing the game and trying to save his job?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It almost sounds like they wanted him to go so they could play.
And I don't think that's the case, but that's how it sounded.
That's exactly how it sounds. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that's not something you come out and say. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop, basically. The news, they were waiting for news to break.
Yeah. Why? Is Topper going to get fired? And that's what we were waiting for?
Are you serious? This team can't be that soft that they sit back and wait for something because there's rumors.
Oh, could you play that one more time?
And doesn't it sound like if that's the case, that means they basically weren't even playing?
No, play it one more time. Just the beginning. You could cut it off after he says with the Topper getting fired. I just want to hear this again.
Yeah, no, I think we all, I said to you guys before, I think we all were kind of just waiting for that ball to drop, right? Just kind of, it's waiting for something to happen. If Topper was going to get, fired, or if he wasn't, it was just kind of, we need to get over this hump. And
I don't get it. People are going to think I pick on Bryce Harper. It's just like, yeah, so wait, what were you doing? So you were waiting for Rob Thomson to get fired before you guys played baseball, but before you played up to your abilities? We were waiting, is he going to get fired or is he not? So then I'm like, all right, well, were they asking Dombrowski and he wasn't giving them an answer? Did they want him gone? Like the whole thing is weird.
That whole scenario right there was just I wonder if he got caught off guard by the question, because it seems like he had an answer, but that answer does not go with what you do in Major League Sports. You don't sit there and say, oh, we were waiting to see if somebody was going to get fired. What? Are you not going out there trying to save the manager's job?
I have to believe he misspoke.
I think so too.
Right? He misspoke.
I know he's been out there busting his butt. We know that. We've seen it. He's been playing well. But you don't go out there and say, well, we were kind of just waiting to see what happened with the manager. What?
Yeah, I think he just misspoke. I think you're probably right, because it doesn't make sense. They like Thompson.
But doesn't that baffle you as to why you would even do that?
Yeah, it was a weird answer, man. It's a weird answer. Because the question was basically, you guys look like you're playing a little bit more relaxed or whatever. And he says, yeah, we were waiting for the ball to drop. We were waiting. Is Thompson going to get fired or not? The only reason why it was even a consideration was because you were playing bad baseball.
I don't know why you would even bring up the whole Topper situation. What you should have said is, I don't really have an answer for it. We're just playing baseball. How easy could that have been?
Yeah, it would have been an easier response.
How about the starting pitching's been really good since?
It's been better. Now, how much, I know Wheeler only pitches every fifth day.
Yeah.
But how much did that calm them down?
I don't know if I don't think it's Wheeler. I think it was actually Luzardo's first start after Topper was fired.
And that helped calm everybody down?
I just think it was like one of those things. Okay, he's back. Now who's next? Who's going to be the next guy? It is a competition. I hate to tell you. It's a competition between starting pitchers, and I think that's a good thing. I think when Aaron Nola watches these other guys go out there and deal, he's like, I'm going to go and do the same thing. And maybe that adrenaline rush, maybe that focus becomes big time for him. And I don't know. You could say it's Wheeler. I don't think it has a lot to do with Wheeler coming back, although I do believe that he is a team leader.
Do you have a kind bar? Is that what's going on right now?
I'm eating something that's in the air now.
Oh, still. Now it's cleaning supplies. Now they've cleaned the hydraulic oil off the door.
I'm not just going down from one thing. I'm going down from the cocktail of all of them.
And I don't know if you saw this. I think you did see this, but I'll do it in my Dave Dombrowski voice.
Gotta go, club.
Otto Kemp had 7 RBIs today for the Iron Pigs, a 3-run home run as well as a grand slam. We really think Otto Kemp could be an everyday player for this club. Any chance they bring Kemp back, baby? He's hitting the ball on fire down there. 7 ribbies today, Ricky Bo. 2 home runs.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Is Kemp coming back?
I don't know what you want me to say in the sense that you just don't know what he's going to bring to the table. Is he a 3 player? Is he a 4A player? Is he a big leaguer? He hasn't shown it at the big league level.
Well, if you did bring him back, who would you send down? Reyes? Because you got to keep Stubbs because you're worried that if Realmuto goes on IL again, you can't send one of your catchers down because they could get claimed by another team.
Right. Who's going to go? Reyes would be the only one.
Right, because they don't have any options left.
Felix Reyes.
Does Marchand have any options or no? Could you send Marchand down?
I don't think so. I think no, he does not.
So that's why they're probably keeping
Well,
Stubbs.
They're keeping them both because what if JT goes down again?
Yeah.
Then what? Then you're stuck with 2 catchers.
Yeah, you got something.
Then you're stuck with 2 catchers that can't actually do anything.
But Reyes, you think he's here for the whole season, or
I think no, I don't. Well,
they already DFA'd Dylan Moore.
There's a very good chance that we probably see Otto Kemp again.
Any updates on Aiden Miller? Is he playing yet?
I do not believe so. Do you have an update on him?
No.
Then why the hell are you asking me?
I haven't seen. You're Mr. Postgame, my man.
I'm Mr. Postgame, not minor league postgame.
You're Mr. Postgame
I'll find out.
Who gets all decked out for Michael Barkan, but God forbid you get dressed up for me, Ricky. By the way, I think that's already been clipped for Say What on Friday yesterday. When I said, why don't you get decked out for me? You get decked out for Michael Barkan. All right, let's get back to the Sixers and the Flyers. So coming up next, what went wrong last night? How concerned are you about your 76ers? Send your voice memos in, 610-632-0975 to the Davis Honda text line. We'll hear what Nick Nurse said he thinks some of the issues were in that Game 1 against the New York Knicks. Unfiltered continues right here on 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia. All right, welcome back into Unfiltered. Let's get back to the Sixers. We'll talk a little Flyers as well coming up shortly. But last night, we all sat down excited for Game 1, Sixers-Knicks. I thought the Sixers would have kept the momentum going from the big Game 7 win over Boston. But in fact, it was the opposite. They looked like a tired team. They looked like a team that had played on Saturday. The Knicks looked like a team that hadn't played since Thursday. And they get absolutely run out of Madison Square Garden. I hated the game plan early. They went to Embiid very often in the first quarter, a lot of ISO. Tyrese Maxey took 1 shot in the first quarter. 1.
Is that not good, Bill?
Terrible from Tyrese Maxey. I felt like not only were the Knicks the more aggressive team, they were the more physical team. The Sixers, all the great defense we saw against Boston in games 5, 6, and 7, forget it. There was no defense. I think they had, 74 points at halftime? It was something absurd that the Knicks had last night. Is it just one game and you flush it, or is this going to be indicative of what we're going to get this series, Ricky? What's your thoughts on that?
I think this is going to be one that goes away quickly. I think the Sixers are going to wake back up. I mean, let's face it. They didn't have time. That's a big key here. You just played a grueling 7-game series against the Celtics. Do people really think that you just bounce back from that and say, let's go to the next game? Let's go. We're ready. No. I mean, where's the prep time? Where is the prep time for the Knicks? I mean, I want you to think about this for a second. Where do you have practice time? Where do you have time to go over their what they need to be doing, each and every player? Where do you have that time? Where do you have a rest period? I mean, there's certain things that you have to weigh into this, and Nick Nurse has to try to do it almost impossible in a day and a half.
Yeah, I agree with you certainly on the strategy and the game plan and the scheme and all that. But even if you threw that out the window, physically they weren't ready to play. Right?
You're beat up after a 7-game series. There's absolutely no doubt about that. These are physical games. These are guys that go in there, they bump each other the whole game. They're grinding. They're doing whatever they can do. And then, you know what? You ever tried running on a wooden court up and down for that long a period of time? You know how bad your knees must hurt every single night?
Ankles, too, for me.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just not easy in general. And when you're trying to do it on a short time stamp, I think you run into a little bit of a problem. I think the Sixers ran into that problem in a big way.
And look, being honest here, the Knicks are a good team. They are. They are a good team. It's not going to be an easy series, but I don't think what you saw last night from the Sixers is what you're going to see even in Game 2 tomorrow night. I think this team will be better prepared. And if you are even a step slow defensively against a team like the Knicks, they're going to make you pay. And that's what they did last night. I mean, Jalen Brunson drops 35 in 30 minutes. He was unstoppable. And Nick Nurse weighed in on it post-game that they were a little slow defensively, and that's going to kill you against the Knicks. Here's Nick Nurse.
You thought we got off to a decent start defensively, and then we had I think 5 or 6 mid-pick and rolls in a row that they scored on in pretty much every way they could. Came off at a 3, didn't get through the screen, get a lob, hit a couple floaters down the lane. I think they scored 6 straight times off that, and that kind of extended it a little bit. But I mean, listen, it's not very easy to evaluate any of that stuff. I just feel like we were full step slow tonight. You know, defensively, we just seemed like we were chasing everything. Didn't guard the ball well enough. Didn't contest shooters well enough. I mean, they were obviously picking us apart. Just moving a lot better than we were.
So not only were they picking you apart and you were a step slow, the Knicks shot 63.1% from the field last night. That's the best field goal percentage in a playoff game in Knicks history, and it's 13th best in NBA history. They did not miss last night.
No, it was impressive. 19 3-pointers to go along with 50+% from 3-point range, 63% for just field goals. I mean, does that really happen? That's illegal.
Not often.
It should be illegal.
I mean, in playoff history, only 13 times has a team shot over 63.1%.
With that being said, now you have to believe that in Game 2, the Sixers will have a man in somebody's face on a lot of these shots. Maybe they were that step slow where they had clear views of everything they were shooting at. You give NBAers a lot of clear views, guess what? They're going to make a lot of shots. That's just the proof is in the pudding type stuff. But if you start to get in their face like they did the Celtics, same thing could happen. You remember, live by the 3, you die by the 3. You made 19 of them last night. Maybe you only make 3 next game.
Yeah, I'd have to believe the Sixers are going to be more prepared physically for Game 2. And even though you don't want to lose, I said this earlier, and I mean this wholeheartedly, even though you never want to lose a game, I'd much rather see the Sixers get dominated the way they did last night than lose a close 2-point game where all your starters are playing over 40 minutes again, coming off of a tough Saturday night Game 7. If they would have had to come back and play a tight game in Game 1 that you lost, and everybody's playing 40 minutes, now it's a quick turnaround for Game 3 on Wednesday. But when you look now, you got dominated. Nick Nurse was able to get everybody out of there. Paul George, less than 30 minutes. Joel Embiid, less than 30 minutes. Maxey, less than 30 minutes. Every starter last night played less than 30 minutes. I thought that was smart on Nick Nurse's part. Maybe he could have even waved the white flag sooner, but you got to at least hang in there. Anything could happen if you go on a run. But once he realized we're not winning this game, he got all his starters out of there. And that's where the Knicks have the advantage in this one. I think the starting five for the Sixers, I would take them up against the starting five for the Knicks. But the Sixers, outside of Quentin Grimes coming off the bench, you don't have a lot of bench pieces that are going to give you good minutes. Adem Bona last night had 3 fouls in 5 minutes, like something absurd, right?
Yeah.
So that's where every other night, because now you play again Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, the every other night thing, when you really can only rely on 6 players in your rotation, that's where it's going to get a little bit difficult. And you got to hope that the Sixers are able to match the physicality and the energy that the Knicks can bring, man.
I think they could match the energy. I do think they can match the energy. And quite frankly, I think Embiid's going to get a couple people back. But I will say this much, he's got to be careful. Because now that you've said it and that basically you're telling your team that you have to play physical now too, you don't think the refs hear it? You don't think the NBA hears it? And they would gladly call fouls on Joel Embiid. They would gladly do that. So you got to be a little careful in that sense.
Yeah, but you're right. You got to be smart, but you do have to be more physical, and they weren't ready for that physicality last night. Nick Nurse talked about that as well post-game. Here's Nick Nurse.
Yeah, I mean, it was super physical. I think they played really physical. I don't think, we did get to the line some, but I thought in that same kind of run, I think we had 3 turnovers, and they were just kind of on ball. They're physical. There's body hits, there's slaps, whatever, but you got to be able to at least secure the ball and not cough it up. I think we coughed 2 of the 3 up for pick sixes down to the other end, and that's just, you can't do that in the playoffs. I thought it was physical. I didn't think we handled it great. We're going to have to handle it better.
Yeah, you are going to have to handle it better. And when you talk about turnovers, Tyrese Maxey last night, 4 turnovers. You're thinking, all right, that's not terrible. He had 3 field goals. Maxey was not good last night. And the whole team wasn't that great, but Maxey needs to be better. He needs to be better. I don't think they did him any favors early trying to play the iso ball with Joel in that first quarter. In the first quarter, Maxey took 1 shot. Joel took 6.
I need Maxey taking a bunch of shots. I think, what do you have, 9 all game?
That's it, man.
9 shots for Maxey. I want you to think about this for a second.
3 of 9 he was.
Nobody on the team had 20 points. I know they only played X amount of minutes. Somebody should have had 20 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now,
how hard is that to do?
Now,
actually, I think there was only one guy in the game, right?
Yeah.
Somebody at Brunson had 35.
Had 35. Now, to be fair, Maxey only played 6 minutes in the second half.
I understand.
But you're right. It wasn't good enough. He's got to be more aggressive early.
I think Maxey's the guy that has to have the ball early in the game, period. Opening up for Embiid instead of Embiid opening it up for Maxey. I'm into the Maxey is the king, okay? And Embiid's the prince now.
Kind of like I'm the king and you're the prince. You would agree with that?
Kind of like you're a donkey, right?
There we go.
And you're Shrek.
I could tell when he took a little bit of a pause. I knew something was cooking.
Why are you starting this right now? I was in a horrible mood coming in, and now you're going to stir the pot? You want to start? You want to start this now?
I do want to start this because Ricky and I both were a little down today to start the show because we're talking
then
about 2 losses.
Toxic fumes for an hour and a half.
Yeah, then there was a weird smell in here.
Stinks.
They finally found was the hydraulic oil coming from the door. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I am going to get under your skin today. Because I am the king.
No, you're not.
All right, here's what we got coming up.
Queen.
I want to hear from Sixers fans. I want to hear from Sixers fans on, do you believe that last night is what you're going to see from this Sixers team in this series? Or do you chalk it up to the fact that they had just played on Saturday night? And there's a lot of people who are getting mad at me for saying it and Ricky for saying it. Oh, you're making excuses. I think we're just laying out the reality that one team played on Thursday, the other team played over 40 minutes from your starters on Saturday, and you saw it. They were a step behind defensively last night, and the Knicks are too good. If you're a step behind, they're going to take advantage of it, and Jalen Brunson did, dropping 35, and the team shoots over 63% from the field. But send in your voice memos, send in your text to the Davis Honda text line, your thoughts for the rest of the series for the 76ers, 610-632-0975. We will continue the Sixers conversation, but unfortunately, the Flyers, they didn't get dominated last night. They gave up a golden opportunity to win that game and steal one in Carolina's building to even up the series. But if you think they're dead, you're going to love this message from Rick Tocchet coming up right after this on Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia. All right, right now, customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. And FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action because they got player props and your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head on over to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 or older. Present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, welcome back into Unfiltered. Talking some Sixers and Flyers. Unfortunately, not celebrating wins, but talking about losses. But I could cheer you up with a couple of things, Ricky Bo, before we get back to the Sixers.
Let's go with one first.
Well, one, if you want to go to the Flyers game, you can win tickets to Game 3 tomorrow on the show. If you want to go to Game 4, you can win those tickets on Thursday on the show.
I think I got to go to the barn tomorrow night.
Thursday night. Wednesday night is the Sixers, but that's in New York. You going up to Madison Square Garden?
No.
They're really nice to Sixers fans up there. I saw videos of them ripping some dude's jersey off of them. But yeah, Philly fans, we're the ones that get the bad rap. Knicks fans are ridiculous, man.
Why do you have this bent out of shape thing?
Because it's not nationally, the Philadelphia fan is constantly talked about as being this terrible fan base.
Every fan does it. Every fan
not on the
base
national
does
level.
It.
If Sixers fans had done what Knicks fans did last night, every national broadcast would be talking about Philly fans. It's just the reality. Yeah. It's the reality. All right, let me tell you about...
why are we defending when we know how good our fan base is?
You are correct. All right, one more thing to cheer you up. Take advantage of the deal of the week. Now, this is a good one. You get a $50 Von C Brewing Company gift card for just $25. Get a taste of Philly brewing history at Von C Brewing Company in Norristown, PA. Get this deal now while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. That will sell out. So get there and buy your $50 gift card for only $25. All right, before we get back to the Sixers, let's talk about the Flyers because the question that we're throwing out to everybody today, who's more likely to come back in their series? Is it the Sixers or is it the Flyers? Well, now the Flyers are down 2-0. And they missed out on a golden opportunity last night. Not only because you take an early 2-0 lead. In overtime, the Flyers outplayed the Hurricanes. The Flyers, they pushed the pace of play. They had more shots. They had more puck possession. They looked like the better team for about 18 minutes of overtime. And unfortunately, Vladar gives up that goal, which we're going to talk about coming up a little bit, whether or not it should have been disallowed. If you missed that conversation earlier, I want to get back to it. But the Flyers, especially Travis Konechny, had the game on his stick. And this is what it sounded like. Tim Saunders couldn't believe it right here on 97.5 The Fanatic that TK couldn't put the puck in the net. Listen to Saunders.
Dvorak in to take the draw here against Taylor Hall. Now the Flyers get free. Konechny goes in. Konechny shoots wide of the net. He misses the goal. As it came to TK, he was in alone.
I wouldn't be as frustrated if Konechny has done anything in his postseason career. He's got 2 goals in 31 games, man.
And the rumor of the goalie touching that puck never did. Never did. Matter of fact, and I mean, in all reality, he's got to put that puck on net.
Have to. I don't know why he shot it so far out.
He shot it from about 20 feet out where he could have walked into 10 feet out.
It's a great pass by Zegras.
And he had plenty of room. The defender was about 15 feet away from him on the right side. And I guess if he would have broke right, he might have drawn a penalty on top of it, too, because he probably would have gotten a trip on him or a slash something.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if the power play is what you want from the Flyers.
I know.
1 for 7 last night.
Still got to decline those penalties.
All right, so here you are now. You're down 2-0. Hurricanes, huge favorites. And after the game, Rick Tocchet wanted everybody to know, people have been saying we've been dead for a long time. We keep fighting. Listen to Rick Tocchet.
Well, I think just the belief in the room. You know, I think that really helps. The belief in the room of just staying with it. I mean, we've been dead before, and we've climbed out of the grave. So we keep hearing we're dead and dead, but the guys won't give up. So that's why I'm proud of them.
They have been dead for a long time. They were dead before the Olympic break.
3.8.
Yeah, then they were dead after they lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets after the Olympic break. Everyone thought that was over. And then a lot of people were nervous wrecks that the Penguins were going to come back down 3-0, and now here we are down 2-0 to the Hurricanes. Not going to be an easy road. Like, if I had to put my money on the line, like you're asking me to put my life savings on the line, I would say that the Hurricanes win the series. But anything can change if they can take Game 3, and then who knows what happens on Saturday night.
Well, you really stand here in a must-win situation. I think Tocchet knows it. Everybody knows it. The one thing they got to do is come out and play hard. Yeah, I think people have respected that from the Flyers most of this year, that they've come out and played hard. Well, you're going to have to come out, play hard, and score some goals this time. Stop dumping the damn puck in the corners. Getting aggravated about it.
Well, that's what I thought they were better in overtime, is they were skating the puck in a little bit better. They were crisp with their passes.
They were trying to make plays. Yeah. Instead of you dump and try to go and forecheck, and they've already gotten the puck out, and it's at center ice before you know it. That's not what you need. You need to control some of the offensive zone. And I think with carrying the puck in, getting guys in front of the net has been an issue. That's something that you got to want to do it. And if you're not into doing it, you shouldn't be out there. You got to get in front of the net and put some blinders in front of Anderson.
Yeah, man. It's just last night I did the post game with Johnny Marks. I was demoralized after that Flyers game because this was such a good opportunity to steal it. Like, you have been pretty much outside of the first 10 minutes of Game 2 in the first period where you go up 2-0. Outside of those first 10 minutes, you were pretty much outplayed all 6 periods. And then overtime hits, and you're outplaying the Hurricanes. You literally could have come back home with a tied series 1-1, even though you were outplayed for about 6 periods.
I agree with that.
You could have stolen that game.
I don't think you were outplayed for 6 periods. I thought first period.
Well, in Game 1,
Game 2 was Flyers.
Game 1, the whole game, you're outplayed.
Yeah, except for maybe 5 minutes in the third. I get it. Yeah,
and then Game 2. Yeah, you outplayed him in the first 10 minutes, but I don't think you outplayed him the whole first period.
No, but then you had your moments kind of later on where you had a lot of opportunities, but then the overtime was definitely the Flyers. And isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
Yeah, I really do think.
Yeah, I mean, they did dominate.
Too ironic.
It was very similar to Game 6 against the Penguins, where the Flyers were getting outplayed. Vladar stood on his head, and you win the game, and that's what the Hurricanes did to you last night. But the Twitter poll we were asking everybody today, which team is more likely to come back and win the series? Is it the Sixers or is it the Flyers? Let's see where the masses are weighing in on this. Twitter poll, always standing strong, thanks to our friends over at Iron Mountain Men's Health, especially Dr. Avidan Appel. What do we got, Silvana?
Which team is more likely to come back and win the series, the Flyers or the Sixers? 74% voting for the Sixers, 26% for the Flyers.
26% of Flyers fans still holding on. It's not over. Stanley Cup playoffs, it's never over till it's over. But Game 3 is pretty much a must-win for the Philadelphia Flyers. But I want to hear from Sixers and Flyers fans with your thoughts on what you watched last night. Send your voice memos. We got We Hear You Part 2 coming up at 5:25. So send your voice memos to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. Now, Silvana has on the board that we have a hilarious text. I don't know what this is about, but what's this hilarious text that we received?
Oh, okay. We had this one earlier that was talking about our Kelly Oubre video where he said that Jalen Brunson is hard to guard because his head is so big and that he whips his braids around. This texter says, Kelly Oubre was saying that because Jalen Brunson has a large forehead. He's being blinded by the reflection off the forehead and then getting hit in the face with his braids. I get it. Bill and Ricky are sympathizing only because they are also losing their hair.
I was going to say, before he even said that, I was going to say, I'm not touching this. I'm not touching the big forehead. Ricky's got the hat on today, so you're okay pulled down.
And then we had another one earlier.
How big's your forehead? No, you don't got that big of a forehead, dude.
I have hair. It's just thin.
I got a pretty big forehead.
What?
You know, though?
No hair whatsoever.
What?
But listen, I had the same head of hair.
You have good-looking hair until you shaved it.
Nah, my hair was always thin.
No, it looked like this before.
Thin? You got a missing spot.
Yeah, no, my hair was
kind of
always
weird, though,
back
because you
here.
have it everywhere else.
Back here, I got the little bald spot. But you know what?
I have to say something. Yesterday, I called Bill in the morning, and I get a text back or whatever. I'm at the gym.
Yeah, I was working out.
Tell me he's not the meathead. That's not even surprising. He's up there pumping himself.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings, man. Don't call me on Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings. Do you start?
You can't go after work.
Are you that guy?
Never.
Don't lie to me.
Never.
You are that guy.
Well, one, it's in my house.
Are you that guy?
My gym's in my basement.
I can't stand that.
Yeah, my gym's in my basement.
I thought you.
Lucky you.
Does your wife train you?
No, she does not. But she's a personal trainer, and we have the gym in the house.
Why wouldn't she train you?
She's given me like advice on
Pointers.
things, but I mean,
does she tell you to stop being a meathead?
like she'll come into the gym sometimes and be like, "You're doing that wrong." See, I hate that.
That bothers me.
I hate she'll come in. Your form's off on that.
Oh, I hate when people do that. It makes me not want to work out anymore. I'm like, all right.
It was funny because
I'm
I had patella tendonitis when I was playing at one point, and I used to do a lot of leg exercises, but I had to you got to back off of it to try to let the inflammation go down. So you used to have to do these, once you're almost back, you had to do these like one-legged naked squats, but you're not really naked. With no weight.
I know what you meant.
No weight.
Body weight.
And my knee used to always go outward. And everybody used to say, you're doing them wrong.
You're doing them wrong. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Piss me off.
It is frustrating. All right, speaking of frustrating.
I'm trying to do it that way?
Speaking of frustrating.
Never heard anyone say naked squats before.
Here's what
just means I'm not carrying weight.
Yeah, no weights.
So
no weights.
Just body weight.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I want to get to coming up, though, because this is just as frustrating. Mikal Bridges with the elbow to Joel Embiid's stomach last night. Was it dirty? We'll hear what Joel Embiid said about it. And then along those same lines, the overtime goal that ended the game last night, should it have been disallowed? We'll hear what Rick Tocchet had to say. All right, we're getting into both of those things. A little controversial. Mikal Bridges, was it dirty when he hits Joel in the stomach after he had the appendectomy a month ago? And should the Hurricanes' goal been disallowed? I want to talk about both things coming up right after this, and we have your $1,000 cash giveaway as well. So don't go anywhere. Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia.